When will the XRP price go absolutely crazy? And how much will it go up? Can we beat $3? Can we go to $5? What? When is it gonna happen? That's the most common question today. There are two things: XRP technical analysis and when will XRP's price explode, specifically past $3, but that was the most searched thing. And I realized, yes, a lot of people look at the XRP price and think, what is really going on in the background there? When will it finally go from primarily being downwards to right now switching upwards and bringing us the crazy gains above the previously seen like $2.90 level? And so I'll quickly say one thing. Right now, as it stands, Bitcoin broke its all-time high multiple times a day, right? Throughout the last few days, going to about $108,000 per coin. And we still believe that Bitcoin is one of the strongest movers right now, not with the most gains, but most certain to have gains, which is why we have a position open on Bitcoin right now. As you can see, we got a couple $1,000s in, and it's been doing pretty well for us. However, if you start looking at the account here, just this account, we've got a significantly better position in coins like XRP, being up 3,000% here, $1,200 into almost 36,000. And the reason I've still got it open and I've not closed it to just cash in 36,000, and right here also a couple $1,000s to go, is because I believe right now is the shift I was just talking about. I believe that right now as we speak, there's a very good chance that if we are able to cross this barrier right here, we switch from, like I just said, going down, right, to hopefully now from here on forward being able to go up. Because it's been, funny enough, it's been literally downwards ever since the start of December. And it's literally only today, earlier today, that we have finally broken past the previous tops. And to put that into perspective, a downtrend is indicated by the price going lower, making itself lower highs and also lower lows. An uptrend is basically the exact opposite. Hopefully I can quickly make that clear to you here. Where you have a starting point, you have a high point, right? You have a higher low point, you have a higher high point, and then perhaps, again, a higher low, etc., etc. So right now, it seems we are basically at the precipice before perhaps a slight fall, but maybe we've actually already seen that fall throughout the last couple of hours and are right now able to make that move towards the upside and switch basically from the downward trend earlier described to right now the uptrend. So what is then the target, and when do we really see a crazy price movement? Because even if we switch up, we've still got the $2.90 to take out from previous. Anyway, price-wise, if we really start looking into it, if we're comparing prices right now and compare it to what we saw back in 2021, we have already started the breakout. We have already, I could almost say, completed everything we were looking for, but even that I would say is not really true. I really at this point still would not be satisfied for anything under like 650, something like that per XRP, but that journey has already started. By the way, I'll quickly say, if you're also looking to trade crypto, there's a link down below to either Blowfin or WeX. I use both these platforms on my crypto trading, and the thing is, they've got no KYC, so you can use it from anywhere in the world. Maybe if it doesn't work, you need a VPN. Not so sure. For most people, it seems to work out just fine. And if you've not done it just quite yet, make sure you go ahead and press the like button on this video, as you've got nothing to lose. And again, like I said, you will get bonuses for using the links down below. You can join our team. You'll find out about that later. Just use the links down below if you also want to trade crypto. So having said that, as long as Bitcoin does not decide to return back to the trenches, return back to the quote-unquote trend line here, it seems that altcoins will continue on with their underlying bullish narrative. I mean, Ethereum right now is not really bullish, anybody would say, but on the opposite side, it was actually trading at like what, $2,300 just a month ago. So from that perspective, we've actually also been doing really, really good for ETH. It's just on the short term, we actually bounced off of the $4,000 mark like 7 or so different times, it seems. But really, when you start looking at XRP from almost any angle, it just looks as if recently here, somewhere yesterday, we've decided to break out of the trend of mostly down, started ourselves a new trend upwards. And so if you're asking, when price explosion? Theoretically speaking, it started yesterday because the price from that bottom just yesterday went up roughly 20% or so in a day, partially obviously because of the RLUSD release, which launched today, by the way. Man, that actually made me realize two things. I want to quickly show you one. One is 360 Trader, by the way, very well respected in the crypto space. He said XRP will not only take the all-time high soon, it will also establish a base above it, from which to launch its true bull market move. Let me add, you know that right now XRP is actually doing amazing? A lot of people are calling it boring, but it was 50 cents last month. It was able to go to $2.90, come back down to $2-ish, $2.50, whatever, and stay there. It's actually, to my own, like my own ego, maybe my own bags. I don't know. It's actually quite impressive that it was able to sustain these levels. But actually, the one thing I was, I can't look at this. So apparently somebody just paid 10,000 XRP just to get themselves a 100 RLUSD. If you do not know, RLUSD is the stablecoin that launched today on the XP Ledger. It just made me realize some people can't be helped. I guess that person just wanted to get a transaction in or just waste 10,000 XRP. Not exactly sure why he'd do that. I can name a few reasons why people would want to throw away money though. Because ultimately that's the only thing he did, throw away money. The world is an interesting place. The world is an interesting place. Anyway, with regards to strategy, right now our strategy for the most part is just either buy dips. So for example, let's say we are able to go back, which we right now are, but let's just say we cross towards the 273 mark, right? We buy the dip 261. We try to buy another dip at around 250, for example. Try to buy a dip at 234. There's another buy we could perhaps do at 223, but I would personally probably skip that and go all the way towards $2 if we break through. Just buy our way down. We've been doing that for a long while. You can see every dot below here shows the times that we've bought. We've bought a lot of times, all right? We've bought a lot of different times, for the most part, funny enough, on the way upwards. And I've been setting a lot of targets for if prices come back down. But the targets are quite small because, as you might be able to see, we loaded up the account with a significant, oh, you can't actually see that. We loaded up the account with a significant amount of money. We can actually still open nearly $1 million worth of trades. So we're not really doing a good job allocating our money. But that is also because on the one hand, I've been thinking, man, we've got all these positions open on Bybit anyway. Still, I want to open them on Bluefin right here and go a bit crazy. But perhaps it would be wiser for me to actually sell out on a good top, like I sold a little bit right here, and then just start playing around with it more in a serious note. Because right now we've just been playing around as I did a challenge to show how much money you could make off of a $250 account. And we were able to turn it into 5K in a really short amount of time. And here, it's cool that these are like 60 cents that we entered with only $1,000. Right now, it's like still $40,000. And the moment I start buying, it's going to mess up the account a little bit. Which is why I made a second account and I put, let's see real quick. I put $15,000, I think, in. Some trades are doing good, some trades are doing bad. XLM, I told you, damn. Okay, I told you guys I had to quickly, we did actually. Never mind. Okay, so my target did get hit for the buys. I had a couple of targets in up front already to make sure we bought ourselves the XLM dip. I basically opened this account a while back during a stream, I think, or during a video, and I said, I think we'll be able to flip this into a pretty good amount. I put $5,000 in and then decided, hey, you know what? Let's do a little bit more. Just buy our way down and make sure every single one of these trades goes to some pretty juicy profit over time, as I think every single one of the coins you see right here are going to do some amazing numbers. And so I'm seriously just buying every single dip because I think the price explosion, the way people like to call it, is bound to happen. By the way, I show you a lot of these longer term positions. I also have an entry here for Bitcoin at 30-some thousand. We put about $1,500 in, 1,500, and are about $40,000 up on that. Right now it's 2,000 because I bought the top somewhere. I think the lowest price we bought at was like 30,000 or so. Anyway, and if you're wondering about my goals for when I would cash out everything, when I would go crazy, there is honestly not really one. For XRP, for example, I kind of think the best idea right now is just to actually try and sell tops whenever you can. But depending on how much you buy in for, that's the thing I would do. For example, right now, if we were to go back to the high point, I would probably sell some if I was you and I was trading it actively, just to make sure you can afterwards buy another dip, get another juicy entry and sell. Or you can start seeing this from a longer term perspective, start looking at things like the XRP Bitcoin chart, to name one thing. And there you'll quickly realize as well just how little of a move we've realistically speaking made here when it comes to the XRP price. Like versus dollars, we've been doing good. But when you start comparing XRP versus Bitcoin, yeah, right now we've really not seen any gains just quite yet. I kind of have to put it up logarithmically, otherwise it looks like nothing basically. But here's, for example, from a monthly perspective, you can see the price is doing okay, sure. But we've got so much more gains to come, and I often say that my target of like $20, my honest minimum target for the run, $8. My most likely target for the run, $12 plus. What I'm honestly feeling is going to happen is more towards the $17 to $25 mark. Mostly because I think this is the run where Bitcoin sees the most amount of growth ever in terms of the world adoption, etc. And it will reflect onto alts as well. I do believe the road is going to be bumpy in the midst, especially right now that Ethereum keeps getting rejected and fails to break through. But it just proves my point of if we consistently buy our way down, you can skip a couple of them intermediary buys. You can start, for example, buying at $1.90 if you really are a person that's kind of afraid to buy too high, you wait until we go back to $1.90. Then your second buy is $1.40. Your third buy is, for example, 90 cents. That is, again, in a really conservative way. But that way, all you got to do is like 4 buys and you're back to 40 cents, right? And all you got to have is patience then. But in my opinion, you know for sure it will come right back up. So it's going to be extremely profitable, especially knowing where we're at in the cycle. It's just to name you some example, though, of what you could do if you really, really are scared. I'm just buying anywhere. Really, I could, theoretically speaking, just buy every single day because I know the breakout that we're facing right now, and I kind of believe this is just going to set on, just like how I've stated that I think it will for Bitcoin. We stated for a while, I think right now the move is towards about $120,000 per Bitcoin. I still feel as if that's the case, and so I'm acting accordingly, bidding on alts. As the alt season, the way we often describe it, is not really even here yet. We're like in earlier phases of it all. But so breakout, we're seeing one right now as we speak. Change of structure, we're seeing one right now as we speak. Target, on the short term, you just could say that it's the previous high point. So for example, the $2, let's say $2.90 mark. We went on a bit of a run just now, got rejected. All right, now in middle territory, we are trading slightly below the previous top of $2.60, but let's just say we are basically trading around that and deciding a new move either back towards the previous low point, $2.32, or for the most part back towards the top. And I think Bitcoin is the deciding factor, but perhaps ETH plays a bigger role than many realize, as right now it's being a little baby. But anyway, ladies and gents, I'm extremely bullish on the crypto space. I know it will get volatile, it will get a bit crazy, but ultimately, we all know where we're headed, and I'm so freaking excited for it. Like I said, though, if you're looking for a platform of trade, you can check out the links down below. Make sure you press that like button if you haven't done it yet. And that's about it for today's little crypto update. Let me know if you agree or disagree down below with my XP price targets. I think people are way too conservative. They're way too bearish. This run is going to be crazy.